So, in today's class, we will learn about some vocabulary tips and how to use your spelling knowledge. And we will have some time at the end to play our Kahoot. In today's class, we will cover some vocabulary tips and some study tips to study it, as it goes hand in hand with spelling. We also cover how you guys can use your spelling knowledge when dealing with onstage words. The importance of vocabulary. And what I want to tell you guys is vocabulary just doesn't matter in the vocabulary. Sorry, let me change my virtual background quick. Vocabulary just doesn't matter in the spelling bee, but a robust vocabulary improves all areas of communication: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Vocabulary growth is directly related to school achievement, and the size of a child's vocabulary predicts their ability to learn or read. So if someone has a better vocabulary, then they can read a lot better. Vocabulary helps children to think and learn about the world, and expanding a child's knowledge of words provides unlimited access to new information. From a spelling standpoint, having a good vocabulary will help you on the preliminary test, and you will remember the spellings of words better by knowing the definitions and separating it from homophones. And all of the best spellers use the definitions to help remember the words and to help remember their spellings. So learning the definition, while it might not seem as important as learning the language of origin, will be as important later on. Resources for vocabulary. One good resource for vocabulary is the words appearing frequently on the consolidated word list. It consists of 7,000 words and consists 60% of the vocab words that you will need in the nationals for the preliminary. It also contains some very important spelling words and is a great resource if you're committed. So after the words of champions list that we're studying, list that most spellers go to is this words appearing frequently. It kind of looks like this. Some of the words might be easy for you to spell, some of them difficult, but knowing the definitions of all of these words will be very beneficial to your spelling career, and knowing the spellings of all these words. These words usually come up in the late sections of the regionals and maybe the beginnings of the nationals. So knowing these words will be very beneficial. Another good list for vocab is the 5,000 SAT words. And if you're dedicated to go to the Scripps National Spelling Bee, these words are a great resource for vocabulary and later for the SAT tests that you will take. So these are some of the vocab words that appear on the SAT test in the reading section that they ask the vocabulary definitions for. And knowing the definitions of these words will be very beneficial to both your spelling career and later on in life for when you take your SAT. So this list is also very good for vocabulary. How to improve your vocabulary. Let us watch this video about how to improve your vocabulary. This guy just kind of talks about the process of how you can remember words based on things that you already know. Looks like we have iron.
What's going on, Louis Angel, right here with AE Mind. I am your memory coach, remember that. And we're going to be going over how to...
Can everyone hear the video?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
memorize vocabulary words in today's video. Alright, so for those of you that don't know me, I am a memory coach. My name is Louis Angel, and I currently teach students how to memorize their school information much more quickly so they can learn it, and also so that they can do a lot better at the test, right? So one of the things that I have them do is memorize vocabulary words in a very short period of time, and I'm going to teach you how to do that right now. Now, I tell them that the key to memorization is visualization. So if you want to really memorize anything in a short period of time, what you have to do is visualize the information that you're trying to remember. See, I'm a mental athlete. I compete in memory competitions, and you know, I've gone to the USA memory competition and the world memory competition, and all that I do, all that the top mental athletes do, all that we do is we're creative storytellers, so that we create little miniature stories whenever we want to memorize, say for example, like numbers or names or vocabulary words, right? So I'm gonna help you create a few little stories with some of the words that I'm gonna give you to learn and to memorize in a minute. Alright, so benevolent, it's an adjective. It means well-meaning and kindly. Some synonyms are kind, good, kind-hearted, compassionate, and caring. So what we do in order to memorize this is what? Remember? We turn it into a picture, right? We convert benevolent into a picture. So now you're probably asking yourself, okay, all right, how do we do that, Louis? How do we turn benevolent into an image? I'm glad you asked. I'm about to show you. So we take benevolent, we split it up. So we have a picture for Ben. In this case, it's a bone. And envolent, you got to think to yourself, okay, what does that remind me of, right? The first thing.
So yeah, this is a good using what the word sounds like to you in order to remember its definition. Then he'll get to later on how he uses bone and envelope to help remember the definition of benevolent.
That popped into my mind is envelope. So we have bone and an envelope. Now, if you want to say add an extra little trigger to really help you with the spelling of this, maybe you might throw in lint, right? So as a bonus, you might throw in lint in the envelope to help you memorize this word. So now we take the definition, which in this case is well-meaning and kindly, convert that into a picture. So, you know, for me, I actually just picture a dog, a kind dog, right? So I actually really don't think that this dog is kind enough. So let's change it up real quick. So I picture a kind dog for well-meaning and kindly, right? Now, what do we do with that? We glue these images together, right? We create a story out of the picture we created, mesh them together. The story goes, the dog got an envelope in the mail with a bone for being very kind to its owner. So there we go. If you want, again, add that extra little element to help you remember that it's lint at the end. Throw in some lint in there, right? Maybe as the dog was taking out this bone from the envelope, you know, it started dusting off some of the lint that was there, and then boom, it just started munching on it, right? So munching on that bone. So real quick, what does benevolent mean?
So does everyone know what benevolent means now? Using some tricks to remember?
Yes.
Okay, good. So yes. Yeah, it means well-meaning and kindly. So using tricks like that, you can help remember it.
Remember, the image should have popped in your mind. Well-meaning and kindly, right? We have the bone, envelope, and a kind dog. Are you ready to learn some more words? Let's go ahead and get right into 4 more words for you. So a total of 5. Benevolent, tawdry, languid, gregarious, and pulchritude. We're ready to do the first one. Let's get right into tawdry. So it means cheap and of poor quality. Now, how do we memorize this? Remember, you gotta take the word, turn it into a picture, right? And then we take the definition, turn that into a picture, mesh it together to create a little story. So tawdry, let's convert that into an image real quick. Tawdry, towel, dry. So what I did here is I split it up, as you can see here. So that's what you can do from now on. You know, when you see a word and you don't think of an image right away, you can split it up into sections, kind of like what we did with benevolent earlier, right? So tawdry, towel that's dry, and then start messing with it with each one of these sections. So towel, right? Boom, I got towel. Dry, I got dry, right? So a towel that's dry. There we go. Now we have the image for tawdry. Now what we do is take the definition, cheap and of poor quality, and many times, in order to create the image or the picture for the definition, what I do is I just piggyback off of the image that I already created for the word. So I just think of a cheap towel, right? Cheap and of poor quality. So a cheap, old, raggedy towel. So there we go. We have now the image for the definition. So create a little story out of it, right? We have the picture for the word, the picture for the definition. We're gonna mesh them together, glue them together to create a little story. So towel couldn't dry my face because it was made out of cheap material, right? So create a little story out of the images that we just created. What does tawdry mean? It is an adjective. Can you remember? Pretty sure you can. Alright, I'm sure you got it right. Cheap and of poor quality, that's what tawdry means. And remember, towel that's dry, it's made out of cheap material, right? Cheap fabric. Next word on the list, it is languid. It is an adjective. It means without energy or spirit, or lazy, slow, sluggish. I am very languid. So let's get right into this. We're gonna go a little bit faster now that you're getting the hang of it. So languid, lane, guid, a lane, like a car lane, and then guid, I picture a squid, right? So lane, squid. Now what do we do with the definition? Same thing, we turn that into an image. So I picture a very tired and lazy squid. Remember, I piggybacked off of the first images that we created. So without energy or spirit, picture a very lazy, just laying there squid. Now, what do? mesh these two pictures together to create a little story. So languid, it's an adjective, right? So I have here on top of the lane, there is a giant lazy squid just laying on it, right? So dude is just chilling, like, yeah, nobody bother me, cars go around, who cares? I don't want you guys to bother me right now, right? I'm chilling right now. So lane, guid, lane, squid. There we go. Now, what does it mean? Languid. That's right, it means without energy or spirit, lazy, slow, sluggish. There we go. We now have the definition for language in our brains. Let's move on to the next word. Next word is gregarious. So it is an adjective. It means fond of company of others or sociable. So what do we do for the word? Again, we turn it into a picture. Real simple, right? So gregarious. So gray car, and then rice. I pictured rice. There we go. So gray car and rice. Now, fond of company of others. Turn that into a picture real quick. Rice just hanging out together. Remember, piggyback off of the first images that we created. Now, gregarious, we're gonna create a little story out of this. Mesh these two images together. So all of the rice buddies are hanging out together in the gray car. So there we go, gregarious, right? Everybody just having a good time. All the rice buddies high-fiving each other. Maybe they're listening to some loud music in the gray car, just having a good time. And that's how you're gonna remember what gregarious means. So, what does it mean? Answer it right now.
There's an ad coming up now.
Learn Spanish with Real Spanish TV.
So you got that right. Fond of company of others or sociable, gray car, and rice. There you go, gregarious. Last one, pulchritude. It is a noun and it means immense beauty. So start getting your wheels turned up there. Create a process where we're gonna create a little story out of this so that we can memorize it and recall it very quickly later on. So pulchritude, again, noun. Convert that into an image. So pulchrit, I picture poker. Tude, I picture toad. So there we go. Those are our images for pulchritude, toad. Now, take the definition, immense beauty, convert that into an image. So I think of a beautiful queen. So there we go, a beautiful queen. Remember, piggyback off of the images that you already created, if it's possible. If not, and you think of a better one for the definition, great, use that. But for this case, piggyback off of, you know, the Queen of Hearts, the poker card, so beautiful queen. Now, story, right? What do? We have the picture for the word, the picture for the definition. Mesh them together, create a little story, and it goes a little something like this. While playing poker, the toad got a royal flush and turned into a beautiful queen. Alright, so what does pulchritude mean?
So can everyone recall what pulchritude means?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I hope you guys can use these tips later on when you're studying other words too. So just turn.
That's right, pulchritude means immense beauty. So what did we do? We turned pulchritude into poker cards and a toad, and then we had that link up to a beautiful queen. So that means immense beauty, right? Alright, so let's test just to see how well we're able to retain this. We said we learned 5 words. Let's see if we know them all right now. So, gregarious, what does that mean? Gregarious, gray, car, rice, right? It means fond of company of others or sociable. I'm sure you got that right. Tawdry, what does that mean? I know you have it. It's right there. Think of the.
What does tawdry mean, guys? Just type it in the chat.
I can't use the chat.
Oh, you can't use the chat?
Nope.
Oh, okay then. Well, you guys can just say it out loud then.
Cheap and poor quality.
Yeah, that's correct. Nice job, guys. I just wanted to test you guys with that one. See if you guys just remembered it.
Images that we created, right? It was a towel that's dry and it means cheap and of poor quality. There we go. So pulchritude, what does that mean? We just did that one. You know it. That's right. Immense beauty. There we go.
Nice.
What does that mean? What's the first one? Benevolent. Think of the images that we created. Bone envelope. That's right. Remember, kind dog. So well-meaning and kindly. Last one, languid. What does it mean? Think of the images. That's right, I'm sure you got it right. Without energy or spirit, lazy, slow, sluggish, just a lazy squid, just laying there, right? Languid, lay, squid for languid. Thank you again for watching this video. I'm sure that you got some value out of it. And listen, start practicing the technique. Picture, picture, story, right? Turn these words and definitions into pictures, create little stories out of them so that you'll be able to memorize the words very quickly. So what I want you to do right now, moving forward, get a dictionary, get your school books, and get 5 new words, 5 words that you don't know yet, and using this process, go ahead and memorize the definition for these words, and then have someone test you, right? Like, check this out, I just memorized these words in 5 to 10 minutes. Let's see if I have them in my brain, right? Which you should be able to if you follow the process that I taught you. So what is it again? Picture, picture, story. There we go. Listen, check this out. Make sure to get all of the videos that I have here. I'm going to be going over like numbers, how to memorize a long number in a short period of time, how to memorize.
Okay, guys, so you can use that technique to study these word lists that I said here. It might take you might have to do a little bit more than 5 words a day. I mean, I'd suggest around like 20 to 30 words a day if you want to get to the national spelling bee and studying these words. But that's just a good, just turning it into a story, or use some tips that you can use to remember it. Just memorizing the word will not get you anywhere. Here are some more tips to improving vocabulary in general. So read, read, and read. The more you read, especially novels and literary works, but also magazines and newspapers, the more words you will be exposed to. As you read and uncover new words, use a combination of attempting to derive meaning from the context of the sentence, as well as looking up the definition in a dictionary. So reading, especially reading high quality literary works, will help you learn some words that you don't know, and that actually helped me learn a lot of new words that I don't know. And these are the words that would pop up on the vocabulary test most often. So reading is beneficial. Sorry, let me drink some water. Keep a dictionary and thesaurus handy. Use whatever versions you prefer, in print, software, or online. When you uncover a new word, look it up in the dictionary to get both its pronunciation and its meanings. Next, go to the thesaurus to find similar words and phrases and their opposites, and learn the nuances among the words. So that can help you learn a lot of words at once. So say if we had the word cat, and we looked it up in the thesaurus, feline would be a synonym. And like, I'm just making this up on the spot, and dog would be an opposite. So using that one word, you can also learn the definitions of 3 other words. So thesauruses could be handy for your vocabulary prep. Number 3, use a journal. It is a good idea to keep a running list of the new words you discover, so you can refer back to the list and slowly build them into your everyday vocabulary. You can use the story tips that we learned in the video, doing like 5 or 10 words a day. And plus, keeping a journal of all your new words can provide positive reinforcement for learning even more words, especially when you can see how many new words you've already learned. So learning words and feeling good about it makes you want to learn more words. So that can help. Yeah. Sorry. I accidentally pressed a different tab. Learn a word a day. So there's a lot of dictionaries, including Merriam-Webster, have a word of the day that they put out, or use a word of day calendar, or develop your own list of words. It's a great technique many people use to learn new words. This approach might be too rigid for some, so even if you do use this method, don't feel you must learn a new word every day. So learning 1 word a day will help you just build up on your vocabulary. And Merriam-Webster has their own word of the day, so that will be a good place to start. Number 5, go back to your roots. One of the most powerful tools for learning new words and for deciphering the meaning of other new words is studying Latin and Greek roots. This is what we went over last class. Latin and this is what we went over in our etymology unit and also last class with prefixes and suffixes. Latin and Greek elements, prefixes, roots, and suffixes are a significant part of the English language and a great tool for learning new words. And this especially helps in science words because a lot of our science words come from Latin and Greek. So learning science words will really help you. Learning these roots will really help you learn science words. Number 6, play some games. Word games that challenge you and help you discover new meanings and new words are a great and fun tool in your quest for expanding your vocabulary. Examples include crossword puzzles, anagrams, word jumble, Scrabble, and Boggle. Find some word game websites at the end of this article. So playing word games like Scrabble and everything will help you learn some meanings too of words. Especially when you're playing competitive Scrabble, it reinforces you to want to learn more and more words. So playing word games will also help. Yes, Yamini?
I have 2 word games online. One of them is called Word Stacks. I play it maybe any chance I get to. And another one is called Cody Cross.
Cody Cross and Word Stacks. I think I've heard of Word Stacks. I haven't heard of the second one. But yes, any word games that you play that reinforce your definition or reinforce your spelling of the word are very beneficial tools, starter tools to help you for the spelling bees and stuff. So that's nice. And then last tip, engage in conversations. Simply talking with other people can help you learn or discover new words. So I have this one friend and he talks very loftily, and actually just by talking with him, I've learned a bunch of new words. So one of the words that I've learned from him is called barrister, and it basically is a synonym for lawyer. So it basically means a lawyer. And just with talking to him, I knew that word just because I talked to him. So talking with people, especially people who are smarter than you, will help you learn new words. And as with reading, once you hear a new word, remember to jot it down so you can study it later. And then slowly add the new word to your vocabulary. So these are just gradual tips to help you increase your vocabulary. You guys can scale these up if you want to study the big lists that we've talked about. But these are all good tips to help you gradually build up your vocabulary. Finally, remember you must practice putting your new words into your writing and speaking or risk not retaining them in your brain. So using, my science teacher actually told me there is this rule called the rule of 7. And for some people, it might be less, some people it might be more. But what the rule of 7 states is that you need to remember something 7 times or interact with something 7 times to remember it. For some people, it might be less. For me, I believe it's like a rule of 4. But just know that you have to really repeat something if you want to remember it and make it stay in your brain forever. So use repetition exercises when you first learn a word, and consider other learning techniques such as index cards, recording yourself reciting your words, association games, and mnemonics. Next one. How to guess the definition of the word. This is usually used in reading, and I don't think we have time to go over the article. But basically, what the article states is, if you're reading something, you can use the context of the word, context of the sentence to help learn the word. And I'm sure you guys have experience with that, reading and then using the context to help discover a word. And then how to dissect a word's definition. Take the word megaphone. So here we can use our roots. Do you guys recognize the roots in this word? Does anyone recognize the roots or prefixes or suffixes that we see in this word?
Mega.
And do you guys know the, yes, Yamini?
And phone is the root word.
Yep. So mega and phone are both of the roots or prefixes or suffixes or whatever you want to call them. They're basically the same. So what mega means is mega, when you think of mega, what first comes to mind for me is Megamind. And it's basically this movie. Some of you guys might have watched it. It's this guy with this huge forehead. So that's why they call it Megamind. That's what first comes to mind. And that's how I remember mega means huge. And then phone, I always remember our cell phones or whatever. And then we use them to call and hear stuff. So that's how I remember what phone means. So then can anyone see what choice we would pick here for megaphone?
I think D.
D. Yeah, I think D.
So I think everyone said D, I believe. So yeah, D is the correct one. So because a device used to amplify the sound of something. If we think about the definition, to amplify means to make it bigger. So that's where the mega comes in. And then the sound is where phone comes in. So you can use the ones that the National Spelling Bee will give you will be a little bit trickier than this. But as I said, these are the fundamentals you need to know for your vocabulary knowledge. So here are a couple of root words. I think we don't have to go over these. I think you guys are pretty good with these root words. I think I've taught you guys enough about root words. Here, using our spelling knowledge. Now that we have learned all of the spelling and vocabulary knowledge, how can we use it? Let's look at this in example. And do you guys still remember how to use diacritical marks? Can someone pronounce this word for me? How would
I know, omnivores.
Yeah, omnivorous. Yes, that's correct, Harley. So as you see, this A with 2 dots is the ah, and then omnivorous. Yeah, omnivorous or omnivorous. And it's an adjective. Remember that. It comes from Latin, and then it means feeding on both plants and animals. So how can we use some of the information we get to spell this word? Does anyone have any? What do you guys see in this word? What patterns do you guys see in this word? Can anyone see any patterns?
No.
No? Okay, that's okay. I just taught you these, so it will take some time to go in the brain. So one thing that I have noticed, first on, is that it's an adjective, and how that can help us is whenever you have that us sound at the end of the word, it can be spelled US or OUS, and OUS only for adjectives. When we see that it's an adjective, we already know that it ends in OUS and not just a plain US. Does anyone see anything else that we can help use? So I see something in the chat. Looks like a word from a dictionary. Yeah, thank you, Yamini. That is very helpful. But what else can we see here? So what else that I see is that it's from Latin. So we know that it might contain some roots, because as we said, Greek and Latin, a lot of our root words come from that. Another thing that we can see is that it's feeding on both plants and animals. Using this, can anyone derive anything, how they would spell the word, any roots or anything, any language of origin? Can you guys find anything in here? Hello? I see something in the chat. Omnivore. Yep. Yamini kind of got at it. She direct messaged me. So what you guys can see here is an omnivore is something that feeds on both plants and animals. And what she realized is this is basically the adjective of omnivore, someone who describing something that is feeding on both plants and animals. So using that, we can spell it as omnivorous, omnivorous. So this is where we have to use all of our Latin spelling knowledge. And as you guys see here, this fits into our Latin patterns. Latin, the A sound can be A or O. The I sound is always I. And the the schwa can be OUS or OU or anything. So this fits our Latin language of origin patterns. You guys remember in the second class, I covered Latin, Greek language of origin. So this kind of covers that. So this is correct. What do we got here? Now, next one, I think I'll send this slideshow to you guys so you guys can dissect them later. But I think what we can do is we won't have a quick, Hardik, you have a question? What's your?
Yes. Like omnivores, herbivores, and carnivores. Why do they always end with nivores? What does it mean?
Sorry. So, I'll show it to you. So, sorry, it won't let me press the annotation. So that vorous ending, there are two parts of it. There's the vor, and then there is the OUS, the us. And what the OUS basically means is that's an adjective ending. When we saw in the suffixes, OUS, US, not OUS, IOUS, EOUS, all of those that ending in some vowel before US, these are just adjective endings. So something that describes something. Say, I'm trying to think of one, but one will come to me. Anything that ends in OUS is describing something that has some sort of quality. So that is what OUS means. Or vor, this was one of our roots. This means to eat. And you can see that that checks out in our definition. So vorous would mean describing something that eats. And then say if it's herbivorous, something that eats plants, omnivorous, something that eats anything. So that's what the vorous ending means. Did that clear up your question, Hardik? Yes? Okay. So now we can start our Kahoot. Is everyone excited for our Kahoot today?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, very good. So 18 questions. After class, I can send you guys a couple more because I looked on Blue-Kit and Kahoot and there are no pre-made ones for our Words of the Champions list. So I had to make my own today. So I can make a couple more and then send them to you. Maybe not with the whole list. And you guys too, for all of the trouble words that you guys have, what I would recommend is making them into a Kahoot or Blue-Kit and using the diacriticals. And that will help you learn too. And that'll count as a word game too. So that'll help you learn the definition and the spelling of the word. So now what I will do is I will So these words will start off easy as the 1B words, and then they'll gradually get tougher to the 2B, and I included a couple 3B words in here. So we will play. I will host it. And then maybe I can also do a couple challenges for you guys later on. I can make a challenge for you guys with another group that I can create.
Excuse me.
Can everyone see the game? Does everyone know how to log on to Kahoot? All you guys have to do is type in Kahoot.it into your browser. And then you have to type in that game code, which is shared. And I'll type it into the chat in case anyone can't see it. It's 3546213. So has everyone here used Kahoot before? I just want to show of hands.
Yes. I have.
Like someone, Krish left.
I got kicked. I'm gonna join back.
Krish, did you get kicked out?
I got kicked out.
It looks like we have 4 people so far. I don't think I heard you before, but did you get kicked out?
Yes, I joined back in.
Okay. We have 6 people so far. We need 3 more, I believe.
Who learned spelling?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I'm gonna join real quick, okay?
Okay. Yep, I'm waiting until we have 9 participants, so I'm not gonna start until we have everyone.
I have a question.
Yes?
Who?
Who is this, first of all?
It's me, Hardik. When I copied the pin, and I clicked paste, it said we couldn't recognize that game
I
pin.
don't think so you can copy paste. I think you just have to type it in.
Yeah, just type it in. Oh, someone got kicked out again. We only have 7 people now. We had 8.
Now we have 8.
Yep. I think we need 1 more. I think we're still waiting on Hardik, maybe. Oh, someone got kicked out again.
Yamini.
Oh, Yamini got kicked out? Oh. Now we have 2 learned spellings. So.
No, one is plural, one is singular. And I joined BGW.
Yep. So it looks like we have everyone. I guess we will start now. So, basically, I used diacritical marking, so you guys will need to know your I'll also pronounce the word too. So this word is osteopath. I'll give you guys 30 seconds. And sorry, I can't give the definitions for this or any of the information besides the pronunciation, because Kahoot wouldn't let me paste it, apparently. So osteopath, word is osteopath. Okay. So looks like a lot of people saw that A with 2 dots and went for the A-S-T-E-O-P-A-T-H, but that is incorrect. This word is that A with 2 dots can be spelled A or O in all languages, and basically all languages that A with 2 dots can be spelled as an A or an O. So in Latin, I believe this is a Latin word, or it's a Latin or Greek word, but the root osteo actually means bone. So if you guys recognize your root words a little bit better, you guys would have saw that osteopath is actually spelled with an O at the beginning, not an A. But don't worry, this is a 2B word, so this will only come on later in our spelling bee. So let's see who's winning. Avi, Yamini, and Learn Spelling got a point there. Nice. Next one. The word here is shenanigan. It's basically when a troublemaker is when you guys do trouble or something. That's what a shenanigan means. Shenanigan. So it looks like most of you got it right. So shenanigan, I feel like shy, if you guys press shy-nanigan, it would actually be like SH, it would be pronounced different. So this is where speller intuition comes in. To me, just shy-nanigan and shenanigan would both be like, they don't sound right. Like if you pronounce them as shenanigan, they wouldn't, I don't think that'd be right. To me in general, if I was a speller. So you guys just have to use your speller intuition. I know you only have 30 seconds, but you guys have to slow down. You have all 30 seconds and say, do you think shenanigan would be spelled SHYNANIGAN? And then if you think not, then you just have to keep going around. So that's how you use your speller intuition, and it comes with practice. So if you guys advance your spelling career, it'll come with practice, your speller intuition. So looks like Davy's still eating, so that's nice. Butterscotch. The word is it's a type of candy. So looks like most of you got it. Some of you might have got confused that I just took out a T here for the red one, butterscotch, but most of you got that TCH, that German spelling. Sorry. So now, so Adia moved up, and which learned spelling are you? Are you the one with the capital or one without?
I'm learn spelling. Learn spellings is someone else.
Yeah, they're both the same thing though. Are you the one with the capital L or the one with the lowercase l?
I'm the one with the capital L, and I'm the one with no S.
Okay. Okay then. So now our next word is spaniel, or also spaniel. It's a type of dog. Spaniel. So most of you guys got it right. This E before I is a little bit tricky, but here you guys can remember that old rule that some people use. It's I before E except after C. And that is mostly right, except for when you guys get into the tougher words, that rule might be wrong. But here you just have to remember that it's the I before the E. And this actually makes sense because in this pronunciation, it's spaniel. So this top one, the red one, would most likely to me be pronounced spaniel. So that doesn't sound right. In spaniel, most of you guys just forgot maybe just forgot your rules or forgot your spellings for people who press blue. So now, looks like everyone stayed the same at the top, and Davey got all of them right so far. So that's nice. This word is kangaroo. It's an Australian animal, kangaroo.
Excuse me.
Yes?
My mom told me the rule after Q, there's always a U. Is that true?
So that is true for like 90% of the words. One notable exception is the country Qatar. But for most words, maybe some Arabic words would buck the trend, but for most words, it's usually after Q, it's a U, and that will help you a lot. So kangaroo, looks like almost everyone got it right. Maybe just people for blue who pressed blue, they misspelled the E and the A, so that's all right. Yamini took over. This word is shopaholic. Someone who's addicted to shopping. So shopaholic, oh, Only 4 of you got it right. I would have wanted a little bit higher. So, I said the definition was someone who's addicted to shopping. So I thought that I thought that red was out of the question because I thought SHOP would be self-explanatory to everyone, someone who's addicted to shopping. And then this one, yellow's also completely wrong. To me, I think the only ones that could have made sense were green and blue, because if you picked yellow, you did not recognize your roots that we have for shopaholic, for the roots. Alcoholic, any holic, that usually ends in just a C. But people who pressed green, so whoever pressed green, I get that makes somewhat sense. You just have to know that aholic, A is more common than oholic with the O. So for people who pressed blue, good job. Looks like Yamini has still going strong. Now this word is triglyceride. It's a scientific word, so.
Can you say that again?
Triglyceride. Triglyceride. Oh, wow. So yeah, this was definitely a tougher word. I think most of you would have got it if you had the definition. But I think here, if you use process of elimination, it will make it a little bit easier. So first of all, you can see try. And I think that would take green out of the question, because try is TRI. It's never pronounced TRY. So try means 3. That's one of our root words. So I think green was out of the question for sure. If whoever picked green, triglyceride, when it ends in ID, it would be pronounced id. So it wouldn't be really pronounced id. But other than that, whoever pressed blue got most of the question right. And then whoever pressed red, that was probably the toughest one. But one word that you guys can associate it with is glycerin, which is a type of sugar. Gly usually means like sugar or some compound. So you just have to remember that when it comes to triglyceride. Whoever got it right, good for you. That's a tough word.
I pressed the yellow button. It tells I'm wrong.
That's I guess maybe in Kahoot sometimes you press the wrong button or it makes mistakes. That's just
Yeah, that happened to me too.
Yeah, that's happened to me loads of times in my Kahoot career, and it's always tough. So you just have to live on with it, I guess. So it looks like Adia was the only one who had that right. 6 correct. So that's nice. Cocoa. This is cocoa, and this is a powdered ground roasted cacao beans. So cocoa, like cocoa butter. This one might be a little bit tougher, even though it's a short word. So. So
I accidentally clicked the wrong one.
Yeah, I know it always happens in Kahoot. I'm very sorry. So anyway, cocoa is this is more coaco. I don't think this would be. If you guys really thought this, it might make sense. But to me, using my speller intuition, red doesn't really sound right. Coaco. So cocoa. Whoever pressed yellow, most of you guys got it right. So that's good. But Yamni is still leading, and Adia is very close second. So this one is desertification. It basically means turning into a desert, like turning into a sandy desert. So use that to help you. So a couple of you, we only have 6 people playing now. That's interesting.
I didn't get to press it.
Oh,
I was about to press one, but then times was up.
okay. Yeah, that's fine. So anyway, but people who pressed red, they got confused with like the desert that you eat. But this is DESERT, and this is like the sandy deserts that you see in the Sahara. But DESSEERT is not the sandy desert, but it's more like the desert that you eat for like after dinner. And Yamini has a question.
I always get mixed up with both of those words.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason that I put it in there is I thought that, oh, some people might get confused with it. And I've gotten confused with it many times too. That's a tricky one. But you just have to remember that double S is something that you want to eat, while single S is something that you don't want to eat. You don't want to eat a sandy desert. So, like Adia took the lead with an answer streak of 8. Our next word is facade. Facade. It's a word. So see if you can use some of your French rules. Facade. Oh, wow. Yeah, this was definitely a tougher one. I hate French words too, so all I can say is you just have to use your speller intuition. When I told you guys it was French, I thought it might get you a couple more of you to consider red, but red is the correct answer. So who got it right?
I did.
Oh, nice, Cyan. Nice job. I know, it's a tough one. This one is macchiato, Italian. Let's see if you can use that to help you. Macchiato.
Mom. I accidentally pressed the wrong one.
Oh, I know. Yeah, this one was hard. Blue was definitely, I feel like if you're just going off the root words for Italian, blue is definitely the right answer. Because as I told you, CCH is very uncommon. But this is just one of those words that stand out. For the 2 people who got it right, good for you. That's a tough one.
One of them was
Yes?
me, got it right.
Yeah, I saw Adia and Devi got it right. So nice job. Next, this word is sarcophagus, a stone coffin found in Egypt. Sarcophagus. It's a noun, not an adjective.
Can you repeat the word?
The word is sarcophagus. Sarcophagus. Okay, looks like most of you got it right. So this is a very common word. If you guys have studied ancient Egypt, you guys have definitely learned about a sarcophagus. So nice. Looks like Davy moved up and Davy moved up. Davy's now second. This is getting a little bit closer. Our next word, haggis. Haggis. It's a Scottish dish. Haggis. This is going to be a very tough one.
Can you read it again?
The word is haggis. Haggis. Let's see. Okay, most of you guys got it right. So yeah, this is a tougher one, I thought. I thought some of you might press the other ones, but it's Haggis. It's a very bad Scottish food. I've looked
Mine glitched.
Oh, yours glitched? Oh.
Yeah, I pressed the green one, but it still says like it's your time's up.
Yeah, sometimes when you press it close to the timer, it just tells you that your time's up.
Yeah.
Oh.
That happened to me last question.
Yeah, that's what makes Kahoot somewhat fun too. It makes it a little bit more interesting. So looks like Adia is still in the lead. She has a pretty good lead. Let's see if she can hold on. So now our word is singultus. Singultus, and hint, it's a noun. Singultus.
I accidentally clicked the wrong one.
Uh-oh.
It glitched. When the screen popped up, I just randomly clicked on one.
So yeah, most of you guys got it right. It was like a deep to be word. So you guys are on it. Singultus. Yeah, it's a tough one. Most of you guys got it right though. The people who did get it wrong, they pressed SYN, and I think that was the one that I thought would trip you guys up a lot. And for whoever pressed green, it might have been I don't know who, but that is an.
It was me. I was accidentally the blue one.
Yeah. Okay. Adia is still leading, and Davy is second. Nice. This word is anaphylaxis. This is a 3B word, so let's see if you guys can get it. Anaphylaxis. Anaphylaxis. So most of you guys got it right, so that's good. Yeah, this one is a Latin word, or I believe it's Greek. So you guys can just use some of these rules to help use the language of origin to help you. If you guys just picture Greek words or picture Greek, or I think this is New Latin. If you guys just picture it, it'll come to you guys easily. Nice job. Looks like it's the leaderboard stays the same. This is our third to last word. The word is biscotti. It's an Italian food. Biscotti.
Are those like noodles? Because I had biscotti before.
Yeah, I've had biscotti before too. It's very good. So biscotti, most of you guys got it right. Whoever did get it wrong, it was with the most confusing ones. So everyone did a good job on this one. Let's see. So it looks like learn spelling moved up. Hardik moved up to top 5. That's nice. So now this is our second to last word, and this is camcorder. Camcorder. You can record on camcorder. Okay, looks like most of you guys got it right. It is a little tricky one. It's just spell it how it sounds almost. Just so pretty basic. Only 2 people got it wrong, so that's good. It looks like the top stays the same, and I don't know if Adia can be caught. I think Adia's gonna win. I don't think she can be caught. But yeah, you hate glitching. I hate glitching too. I remember.
I literally pressed it right then.
Yeah, I remember so many times in which I was leading, and then on the last question I glitched out. It's terrible. It's like Adia's leading, and I don't think she can relinquish her lead. I think she has won. This last word is chupacabra. It's a mythical animal. Chupacabra. So it looks like most of you guys got it right. Only 2 people got it wrong. It's from Spanish origin, so the K would not really work that much. Let's see. Who's on the podium? Yamni is third with 12 out of 18. Nice. Davy is second with 13 out of 18. And I believe it's Adia who won. Nice job, guys. And then Javistry and Hardik were 4th and 5th. Nice. So I hope you all had fun with that Kahoot practice. I know for some of you it did glitch a little bit too much. Does anyone have any questions before our final spelling bee tomorrow? How has everyone been preparing for it?
What time is next class?
Same time, 9 a.m.
What's the homework?
Our homework is just to study. Let me share my screen with it just one last time.
Question. Can you change? Well,
Can you please repeat that?
can you change the class to 12?
Change the. I believe I can't. I'm sorry. Class to 12. I think that's a hard and fast time. So anyway, this is gonna be our quiz for tomorrow. It's the words of the champions list. So it's basically arranged in 1B, 2B, and 3B lists. So basically, I don't think the B will last until the 3B, but I think basically just know the 1B and 2B, and I think you guys should be good to win.
Can you send it in an email?
I'll send it in the email.
Okay.
So did Davy was the one who said she wanted the class to be 12, right?
Yes.
Why? Will you not be able to make it if it's 9? Or...
I think so. I don't know. But I think I'll just be late to class.
Okay. I think I'll give you guys like 20 minutes at the beginning of the class to prepare. So do you think we'll make it by 9:30?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So I'll do that then. I'll give you guys some time to prepare at the beginning. So does anyone have any questions before we end the class?
I don't.
Okay, good.
No.
So you guys study well and see you in our final spelling bee. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Later.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.